seconds, maybe the charm. Ugh, having issues with this YouTube app today. Welcome back, guys. It is I, Captain Foley, and it's time to discuss the Strange New Worlds, well, Star Trek Strange New Worlds trailer that was released today while I was away. Of course, I was away. But anyway, we're going to talk about it a little bit, get your thoughts on it, and hopefully you guys have seen it. If you haven't, it's out there. Please check it out and then come back and chat with me about it. But we've been waiting very patiently for a Strange New Worlds trailer for quite some time. Personally, I kind of assumed that they would release it on First Contact Day, but again, their marketing department kind of dropped the ball a little bit, I think, and released it early. I don't know. It was an odd decision for sure. So, but anyway, here we are. We're going to be talking about all things Strange New Worlds, new trailers and stuff on Monday on our live, which is tomorrow. So tune in for that, guys. But as of right now, figured I'd squeak on here and say, hey, Brian, how's it going? And talk a little bit about the trailer. Anything you guys want to talk about in regards to it, now would be a good time to do so. So, yeah, let's see what you guys are thinking and what you wanted to talk about, because that's why I'm here. But yeah, so the little character trailers have been interesting for sure. Got some really cool stuff out of those, but we honestly needed a full trailer, which we got here, and there's a lot here that I really like. You just really have to mentally divorce yourself from the fact that this is not TOS. This is not canon correct TOS. It's its own thing. It's, Strange New Worlds. It's fine. It's just a continuation of the Discoverse, and when you do that, you can take all the visuals and stuff and really enjoy it. And I think that's what we need to do here today. Sorry, I just got out of the shower, so my hair's a little bit. Like small things like the size of sick bay is immensely huge, which is fine. I mean, sick bay should be pretty big, but there were different areas of sick bay on the Connie as well. Brian says, I felt like it felt like the Orville. I don't see where you're getting that from, but okay. One thing I liked was the some of the ship shots. Honestly, just seeing the Enterprise come up to an alien ship that's a lot larger, very similar to what we saw in like comic books and stuff. So those visuals are on point. With the humor. Okay. Meh. Didn't really get much sense of humor out of it. I can't wait for the next spin-off. Familiar Old Planets. Sure. Andre just saw the full trailer about an hour ago. Interesting, very interesting. Has some of the TOS sound effects. Yeah, and the return of old school tricorders, old school phasers. So they're taking steps in the right direction. They've even redone the bridge. However, they decided to put a turbo lift, on the side with Spock's station for some reason. So it does have two turbo lifts still. Yes, I know the animated series had a turbo lift right beside the view screen, but on the other side, so when the captain's looking at it, it's on the left. So it doesn't even fall into that area, and it looks great. It looks visually stunning for sure. I'm sure it's going to be fun adventures. Really like Nurse Chapel. Really like Pike, but we're gonna have to see how it goes. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be a fun, action-packed, fun ride. But like I said, I'm just going to have to stop comparing it to what TOS should look like, because they've obviously stepped way outside that. So, but that being said, then they're fixing the phasers, they're fixing the tricorders. So I don't know where I stand on it, honestly. We'll have to see. Just waiting for some good storytelling. Northwest Rail fan. One thing I don't think I've seen anyone mention is that the Ortegas, or whatever her name is, seems to be based in the original name for the helmsman in the cage. Huh. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that. But must give Pike bigger hair quickly, more power to forward hair gel. I'm getting Luke Perry 90210 vibes. Wow. From the hair, I can see it. I honestly can. That's a great call out there. Hello, Colin. How's it going? Doc says, I just don't feel like this is the TOS Enterprise. Feels like the ship gets beat to hell and has a massive overhaul. Maybe. Andre Benson, I think they are gonna have to stand a standalone episode like the what? I think they're gonna have standalone episodes like TOS and TNG, right? That's the thought. That's the plan that went into this. That's what we've been told they're gonna do. Episodic storytelling, of course, with a serialized arc for the characters and stuff, but not like a big bad of the season like the DMA or Control or any of that bullshit. Hopefully, more alien worlds, more aliens, some fun stuff going on. So. Yeah, I started this live twice. Both times didn't take. This little one hurt herself last night. She hurt her rear back paw and has been very lethargic and sad and pathetic all day. She has a hard time going upstairs and a hard time jumping up into the bed or onto the couch or the chair. So I had to put her up there. So speaking of strange new worlds and weird aliens, there's a pug for you. So she's been getting extra love today. Kind of playing up the injury, I think, but not exactly sure what she did. She just hurt her back. Her rear back leg. Her rear right leg. Jesus Christ. So there we go. Oh my God, the stream finally loads. I was getting a dead video link constantly. That's because I had to start this twice, and both times it didn't work. So hit that like button, guys. We have 55 people here. 50 likes would be awesome. Let's get those likes up to at least 50. Please super chat if you're able to. Anything you want to talk about. Anything you saw in the trailer that you want to talk about. Like I said, we're going to do the complete breakdown of the trailer. Frame by frame, almost. We're going to select the best frames out of it, showing off the ship and the technology and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you're tuned in for that. But I figured I might as well jump on here and talk about it tonight because I know it's fresh on a lot of people's minds and it'd be a good time to talk about it. So, Tim McCaffrey, there's a shot with a guy who looks like McCoy next to Pike and Spock. I've only seen it twice, and once was in a car. So I'm kind of going off this fresh, just kind of first reaction. So if there's anything you guys did notice, I'll just keep an eye out for it tomorrow when we talk about it. And I'm going to watch it a few more times tomorrow, obviously. So Logan says the Kun Kelly Fee scene looked like Spock was fighting Spock. So a dream? Also looks like Spock is the lieutenant commander now. Could be a dream. I didn't notice the rank insignias. Looks like there's some new uniforms which fall more in line with what TOS should look like as well. We've already seen quite a few different uniforms from the trailers for this, the little character breakdowns and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see where they're taking the costumes. But Colin says the trailer implies that we are getting Pike's 5-year mission. Certainly, yeah, which is fine. I'm down with that. Brian Donaldson, I'm hoping it's more episodic with the stories. Planet of the Week and less grand big bad with the fate of the universe at stake. That's the plan. That's the rumor. That's what we've been told. So hopefully they do stay true to that. NZ Fade, her back, rear, right, back, right of left leg. Shut up, NZ Fade. Nebula 1701. I love the music used in the first 30 seconds. I liked it most with the shot of the Enterprise saucer. That was a cool scene. Yeah, seeing the Enterprise in atmosphere was a neat shot. Not sure how I feel about that particularly, But hey, we'll go with it. It's fine. It's very impactful. It looks amazing. That's one thing I think the show's going to look phenomenal. Seeing that nice, sexy Enterprise just engaging with enemy ships, and we even saw a shield hit. And it looks like it's got instead of the shield bubble, it's got the visual of it clinging to the hull. Not sure how I feel about that either, but I want to hear your thoughts on that. I can't remember ever seeing Spock kiss anyone yet. In the 2000s, they're all obsessed with his love life. Yeah, don't get me started on that shit. Nebula 1701. Hey, the Enterprise was in Earth's atmosphere in TOS. It was, but it was having a lot of troubles. It was after the slingshot effect. They were coming in too hot, and they got stuck in the atmosphere, and you saw it on screen doing this, because it was having a lot of issues. So again, I'm not sure how I feel about it just sitting there all gracefully and beautifully. That's not really how starships work. And don't tell me they were built in a fucking Iowa cornfield, because that's just bullshit. They're constructed in orbit. Some assemblies might be constructed on a planet and then taken up to the ship for final assembly. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. NZ Fade, I'm assuming the atmosphere is slightly less dense, more powerful than Earth's. Cool shot, though. I didn't get that sense. It seemed very Earth-like, the planet, considering Pike just beamed down as well. So, it's one of those things that a lot of people are like, I don't care about it. It's fine. It's a little bit of a problem, though. So, but hey, it's a new show. It's a new ship. It's a new universe. They got new tech. It's fine. Whatever. It's not TOS. It's quite evident. So, Colin says the visuals are stunning, just not what the era looks like. What's the new version of the era? And I have no problem with that. If they just say it's a reboot, fine, great, good job. But to say this is Prime, this is following canon that we've seen in Prime, then you're opening yourself up to being told that you're an idiot for doing it wrong. So just say it's a reboot, say it's something new, or say it's in the Discoverse. Say the Discoverse exists, that the Discovery was never canon, never Prime, and boom, your problem's solved. People can, even hardcore older Trekkies can enjoy it for what it is. It's a new take on it. So Nebula 1701 says, okay. NZ Fade, we don't speak about disco. And unfortunately, we do. Guys, hit that like button. We have 69 people here, 41 likes. Let's try to get to 50. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. Shannon Nash throws in a $5 super chat, so thank you very much, Shannon. A little over a minute in, Ortega is fencing with Renee Fair types. Are we getting Hesperia? Hashtag Dragon's Breath. Hesperia, eh? I don't think so, no. Nebula 1701. I'll call it the timeline is so screwed up since Kirk giving them transparent aluminum. Then you have the stuff in Voyager, the First Contact. Yeah, it boosted everything fast. Sure, I'll go with that if you want. I know what you mean, Nebula. I don't agree with you, but you can think that, and that can be your headcanon. That's cool. It's a good idea. It is, but I just don't think that's the case. Northwest Rail fan, it'll be interesting to see how and if, unfortunately, they treat things universe-wise. Making it a post-Enterprise show would settle a lot of Enterprise canon complaints. Yeah, but David C., hate the obvious LED wall in New Trek. Okay. I don't have a problem with it, unless you're talking about a specific scene, which you could tell us about, and then maybe we can see what you mean. NZ Faye, do you think they'll paint the Enterprise white at some point? Everybody's thing is, by the end of the show run, it'll look like Kirk's Enterprise. Okay, cool. Please do that. I don't necessarily think that's the case, but hey, it would be great. So painting it white would be a good first start, second start. Just get it white and get it right. Get it right and get it white. Do we really need a Spock sex scene? No. Nebula, I want a Lost Era show. I don't know why that era is so off limits. I agree, Nebula. It's a perfect era to jump into, and it's more expensive, I think, to produce those just because of the Monster Maroons, just because those uniforms are much more complex than any of the simpler ones. But I could be wrong about that. But they absolutely need a Lost Era show. I think it would be the bomb. It's the Prime Timeline post ChronoWorks. Well, then TOS and the Prime Timeline would all still be post ChronoWorks, because that still always happened in their timeline. So, no. David Glover, I just interpret Disco as, and Stranger Worlds as Prime Canon events, but not Prime Canon visuals. Sure, but even the events clash with some of the canon stuff, which I'm sure they'll fuck that up too multiple times. But hey, Logan Gwaine, they should say it's a different universe or timeline so that Pike can avoid his fate, since they made the error of giving him the awareness of his destiny. But I assume they'll keep him locked into that. I'm sure they will, which is good. If they want to say that they're close to Prime, sure, like keep him locked into it. But yeah, I like the idea of him searching for a way to unlock it so that it's not necessarily his fate. Maybe he'll try multiple things with species they run into to change it, alter it somehow. Who knows? The LED all looks better than green screen, in my opinion. Yeah, generally speaking, I would agree. Wade says, Stuart, thanks so much for jumping in and doing these impromptu videos. They are much appreciated. No problem, Wade. You did spell my name wrong, though. It's Stuart, but that's okay. Just if you didn't know, now you know. Fart Muffin, I don't like it. Pike acts like a constant idiot in the trailer. Okay, I didn't get that sense, but Tim McCaffrey, well, they're making new uniforms every week now anyway. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Colin Barrett, this version of the Enterprise is more advanced than the TOS version. Can't see why it would become less advanced as time goes on. Yeah. Dave C, the LED stands out like a sore thumb. I will say this: they haven't done as good a job as The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is pretty much all filmed in the volume, which is their LED wall. It seems like the Star Trek one's a little less advanced, or at least the filming techniques they used to capture it aren't as advanced. But Mandalorian had it spot on, so there's no difference in the technology of Pike's Enterprise and the Stargazer. Okay. Nebula 1701. Personally, I never loved the TOS look. I love the Enterprise we have here. The TMP Enterprise has always been my girl. Okay, that's your opinion. You're welcome to it. But that's fine. Andre Benson, don't think the Enterprise is going to change color. This Enterprise appeared as a hologram in the last season of Picard. Yes, in season 1 it did. But that doesn't mean that there's not another version of it that came after that. They're just showing Pike's Enterprise there for some reason. So I don't know. We're going to hear the same complaints for the next year. So I'm just bracing myself for it now. But hey. Christian Starling, Stargazer has holographic controls. None of those in sight here. The Big E is gorgeous. David C, it's absolutely the Prime timeline, but they've screwed up the visuals because New Trek has no idea what they're doing. It's absolutely not the Prime timeline because the visuals are all off. Everything visually on screen is telling you this isn't the Prime timeline, guys. So I totally disagree with you there, David. Project Achieva, haha, I knew you'd go live. We got a trailer. Northwest Rail fans, sorry. Hopefully this will be basically what fans wanted the JJ movies to look like, with TOS-like writing. I definitely wish it looked more TOS, but I'm definitely warmed up to the style so far. I kind of agree with you there. I think this look, this reimagining, this redesign of the Enterprise inside and out would have worked 1,000 times better for the 2009 JJ film. I would have no problems with the JJ, well, Still have a few problems, story-wise and stuff. But visually, I would have no problem with the 2009 film having this aesthetic. It's a reboot. It's a visual reboot. It's something new. It's even a new universe. It's the Kelvin-verse, JJ-verse, whatever you want to call it. That's how the Enterprise should have looked. That's a good redesign for the Enterprise. I'll just leave it at that. Vance, 1982. Disney has more money than Paramount, so I have a feeling that maybe that might be the reason it's a bit less advanced looking. Could be. Could be indeed. Fart Muffin. The interiors of the 25th century look exactly like 23rd century. The transporters work just as fast. I miss hearing the long beaming hum of the 23rd century before materialization. I agree with you. David C. How are they going to explain going from gigantic sickbay to a small one in TOS? No. Andre Benson. True. Maybe we'll get a refit of it. Probably not. Kit 10K is here with $5. Yo, Cap, I'm on my break at work. How was your day? It was long and exhausting, and I have a massive headache, and we just got home not that long ago, and yeah. Empress Pug looks worn out. She is not feeling the best today. She hurt her leg last night when she was jumping on the bed. She kind of did something to her right rear leg or foot. It's not broken or anything. She's just... Anyway. Would you prefer plywood? In regards to what? The sets? Guess what? TNG had plywood sets. And in the HD, you can see the wood grain on a lot of the doors as well. It's how they build sets. It's fine. And I get sick of the... Well, it's plywood and cardboard. Yeah. Yeah, you can make it look like the original look and have it updated materials and even update the look somewhat. So yes, actually I would prefer that. So whatever. How did you say Fart Muffin without flinching? Because he's always here. Ming W. Lee, a glass of Romulan ale shall help to ease the headache, Captain. I wish. Shannon Murphy, please say Fart Muffin. Fart Muffin. King Triumph, I think the ship's bridge is too large. Everything on the ship is too large, including the ship itself. It's almost twice the size. Well, not quite twice the size of the original Enterprise, but hey, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's Prime. It's obviously, bigger for some reason. But when Kirk gets it, it's going to be smaller. Okay, you keep that. Good job. Did they shorten the nacelles on the Connie? The shuttle bay overhanging thing also looks a little shorter. They probably did. They probably made tweaks. They definitely tweaked the bridge quite a bit, and the new bridge look is nice, so. I'm excited for this show to start. Love the way Pike's Enterprise looks. Don't hate me. I don't hate you at all. I love the way his Enterprise looks, too. It's a great visual reboot. Colin Barrett, I do really like this new version of the Enterprise, though. It's a beautiful ship inside and out. Not sure yet if I like the new saucer windows. Yeah, those are a little bit of a issue. Kit 10K, our dog Archie scared us today. He got very woozy and just flopped on the ground today, but we found out it was his new injection. Just made him groggy. After a nap, he was good to go. Good to hear, Kit. Fart Muffin, I would prefer that they made their own iconic characters without using previously used characters as a crutch. They could have gone of the Enterprise B era and or post-Nemesis, but no, I agree. Puggle's not feeling good. I'm sorry. Chicken and rice will help the poor baby. Oh, yeah. Shannon says, I do appreciate the effort to look more TOS. Could have stuck with disco props, which were already great in my opinion, and shuttles, but pushed both far more TOS in appearance. I kind of like that they did that, so. Tommy Mitchell, I'm still a little concerned that the early appearance of Kirk. The show needs focusing on Pike and his exploit. Kirk should be a lot later on in the show. Yes. I kind of get the impression that the Kirk thing is maybe calling to his, showing his destiny, and it's like a one-off episode thing where he finds out that he will eventually be captain of the Enterprise or something. But Heavy Cap, TNG was amazing. I wish there were more plywood and carpet in today's Trek. Bend, fun boy. Too much crying about continuity. Hope for good stories. I absolutely do hope for good stories. And with the new episodic story format, if they're going with that, which they said they are, I'm excited for it. So, Brian Winterbottom. Have to agree a bit with Fart Muffin and that Pike was coming off a bit too comical in the trailer. Hope they tone it down a bit. Pike has always been my favorite captain. Well, there you go. They could just be showing, they could just be making a light-hearted trailer. They tend to do that sometimes with different movies and shows. They'll show like one that's more serious and one that's more lighthearted. So I don't know what they're doing, if they're releasing another trailer or not. Jose Rios, Manby, maybe by the time Kirk's in command of the Enterprise has gone through a refit. Remember Pike says originally, it was accident we see engineering being blown up. Well, it's not the end. Okay. Pike was on a training cruise with cadets when the engine room he was in got destroyed essentially, and he got blasted with radiation. So that's what you were seeing. You weren't seeing the Enterprise's engine room. So, yeah. Project Achiever Disco Prize is greater than JJ Prize, but TOS Enterprise is greater than all. Yeah. Colin Barrett, yes, I think it's way too soon to be seeing Kirk in Strange New Worlds. Well, it'll be season 2 anyway. We're not going to see him in season 1. Vance 1982, Lost Era definitely needs some love, but Uhura would still be there. According to the Lost Era novel, she was chief of intelligence, and I'm fine with that. Shannon Murphy, I mean, I guess this Pike is better than TOS Pike. TOS Pike just sat there and beeped. Jesus Guerra, no matter how hard Hollywood tries, it can't match or suppress the beauty and majesty of the refit Enterprise from the motion picture or the Wrath of Khan era. It's true. SC Scout Guy, sets seem just to cost way more than I always figured they would cost to build. Kashink, TOS Enterprise was not that advanced, but now it's going to be fun to watch. Darth Maul, Kirk supposedly comes in season 2. I prefer not at all to the end of the series, but hey. Ming W. Lee, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button if you're able to, please. And yeah. Fart Muffin, plywood doesn't matter when your stories are solid. Totally agree. People talk about the moral stories of Trek 60 years later. No one is going to discuss individual Discovery episode moral stories in 2080. Again, totally agree. George Mangrum, people demanded a Pike show once he was on Disco, and now that we have Pike show, people are complaining and demanding an Enterprise B show. Shake my head. Shannon Haggerty, I'm generally a too many prequels guy, but to be fair, fans sort of demanded this show after how good Pike was in Discovery. Hopefully fans do the same thing for the Rios-led Stargazer show next. That'd be awesome. Rail Fan says, I was surprised to see a trailer today and not Tuesday, First Contact Day. Wonder if they have anything coming then. I thought the same thing. I definitely had it set that it was going to be on First Contact Day. We were going to get a trailer for Strange New Worlds. I think they might have released it early. I don't know, because it's a weird move in my opinion. But hey, David Glover, this show seems to skip around time a little. There was a shot in the trailer where Uhura had a TOS-type uniform with black collar and normal badge instead of a cadet badge. I noticed that too. I'm sure we're going to talk about that tomorrow when we do the breakdown. Agree, they should have kept Kirk out of it. I'm watching the Grammys with the wife, and they play the First Contact Borg theme as they announce the nominations for the award. It's weird. JJM Freeze. 1, 2, 3. The Pike character trailer showed his more moody side. This trailer shows his more lighthearted side. KP Music, dreaming about the episodic Rios Stargazer or Riker Titan show with a more mature character ethics stories they used to have, or anything in the post-Nemesis era they kept teasing, really. Project Achieva, but in all seriousness, Strange New Worlds looks visually expensive like a movie. Oh, for sure. Shannon Murphy sounds more entertaining than the Oscars, minus the slap, of course. I swear they did that for the ratings. Yeah. Darth Maul, the Grammys are playing the Strange New Worlds trailer as much as they can. Garrett Martin, I bet we'll get a title sequence on First Contact Day. I don't know if they'll show a title sequence before the show comes out. Hezra is at work, but all I want to say is the trailer looks awesome. Thank you, Hez. Good to see you. Cody Michaels, was that a Tholian web I saw in the trailer? I mean, possibly. I don't know what specifically scene you're talking about. If it was the Enterprise pulling up the other ship. I don't think that was Tholian, but it could have been. Tommy Mitchell, I believe the character Pike is strong and has a good cast from what I can see. To pull this off, the writing just needs to be on point, and they should try to stick to canon as much as possible. Yes. Project Achieva, First Contact Day might give us a preview of Lower Decks and Prodigy, maybe even something brand new. Yeah, I would be down for that. Mr. Trent 100, Pike's trailer had him talking to Spock about living with the knowledge of his future. I'm betting Spock does a forget mind meld like he did with Kirk. That'd be cool as well. I'd be down for that. Darth Maul, oh hell yeah, the Grammys have been more entertaining. The nominate hit after hit and no one gets hurt physically. Kit 10K, almost forgot to tell you, the canceled online Transformers game I mentioned to you last night was called Transformers Universe. I'm still pissed it was canceled for several reasons. Yeah, I remember seeing it early on and was excited for it, and then it kind of just disappeared. So, trailer looked awesome. It sure looked like Tholian Web. Colin Barrett, Stranger Worlds looks outstanding. I hope it's written well. I am very optimistic. I think it will be great. Just don't tell me it's prime timeline. Marley McClay, Lieutenant Ortega's character trailer had blue Tholian webbing. David C., I definitely agree that The Mandalorian does a better job with the LED wall. Tommy Mitchell, question, where is Dr. Philip Boyce? I don't know, maybe he's retired at this point. Because the cage already happened. They established that in Discovery. Scarpad Comic Tracks. Looks like Spock will be getting the sex scenes doing the funky monkey. King Triumph. I wonder what the trash starship was about in the trailer. Hopefully it's just another one of the Constitution classes that they have to investigate and see what happened. That'd be kind of cool. Shannon Murphy. The Cardi B crap last year scarred my eyes. D.S. Wayne throws in $5. Thank you so much, D.S. Wayne. TMP Enterprise is by far the best looking Enterprise, in my opinion. Yeah, you're not alone on that. A lot of people think so. Darth Maul, but I'm also realizing how old I've gotten when I don't know 90% of these people. Lots of TNA, but classy as always. SC Scout Guy, Stuart, do you think we'll get any nudity in Stranger Worlds like Disco Season 1? No, I would say 100% no. Darth Maul, Cardi B is always over the top. Andre Benson, there was a Tholian web in one of the character trailers. The color of it was blue, not that orange yellowish color like TOS or Enterprise. All right, well, like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing our breakdowns of those character trailers and stuff, and seeing what we can figure out from those. We're going to be breaking down like the sets and the props. There's more in line with the TOS tricorder and phaser, which is nice. The shuttle as well. Even the bridge looks a lot more TOS-ish. Definitely like 60s, but retro. Like, hard to explain. In the 60s, when they did futuristic things like the future of cars or whatever, or furniture, they'd have those kind of slick little, like, either animations or drawings or concept sketches. That's what this show looks like to me, like a 60s version of what the future could look like. But, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe that, actually. But that's the vibe that I get from it, at least. Colin says, yeah, after all these years, the NCC 1701 refit is still my favorite starship design. It is a great design, for sure, without a doubt. Kit 10K throws in $10. I wonder if the crash Connie in the trailer is Pike's Enterprise from a future they ended up needing to avoid. Lord knows Picard was faced with that on the Enterprise D on more than one occasion. Possibly. I'm excited for the show. I gotta say, I really am. I know a lot of people will be like, but you're nitpicking and you're not happy. Just be happy. Well, you're not listening to my fucking words then, are you? I can't stand people like that, but hey. Anyway, are we going to see Klingons and are they going to be disco Klingons? The answer is yes and no. They're not going to be disco Klingons. Project Achieva, looking forward to tomorrow's breakdown. It's good you guys waited since we got so many trailers now. Yeah, we did the Uhura one thinking that, we were going to get them like kind of piecemeal. But they just like, here's 3, here's 4, here's 2, here's, boom, big one. I really expected it to be the first contact day for sure, but hey, here we are. I can forgive the new design of the Constitution class. NX era now exists and will influence design of starships. I'm digging the interior designs too. Eric Martin, $2, 4K TMP on Tuesday. Pumpkin Spice, Picard did not seem angry at all when the D crashed in Generations. LOL. It's like, oh man, this thing's been 7 years old. What a hunk of junk. You time to trade it in, get a new one. SC Scout Guy, do you think we will see any of the other starship classes from the Battle of the Binary Stars, or will they have new ones? I'm sure we'll see some of them scattered throughout. Like there's this scene in the one where you see the Enterprise leaving the dry dock, and behind it looks like a Gagarin class from Discovery. I'm sure they'll use them for better or worse. I don't know, but hey. Danny Glover, there were some leaked Klingon designs that are to be in Strange New Worlds. They look like a mix between TOS Klingons and normal Klingons. Absolutely, and they look fantastic. Kit 10K, I look forward to the show as well. Anson Mount is a great actor. He did a great job as Batman in the Injustice animated movie that came out not long ago. Cool. He also did a great job in Hell on Wheels as Cullen Bohannon. So, Scarpad's Comic Treks, $2. What do you think of Pike knowing his destiny? I think it's an interesting idea. I just want it to either be forgotten, well, not forgotten about, but have Spock like suppress it somewhat. I don't want him dwelling on it too much unless his aim is to change it, to rectify the situation, to use any technology or races that they encounter to see if he can change his fate. If that's like what drives him, that'd be awesome. It's interesting because he knows that he's basically indestructible at this point because he knows when he's going to die, like what situation it is. Not die, but be injured to the point where he can't do anything. So it kind of makes him an interesting character in the fact that he can do pretty much anything he wants and know that he's going to make it out of that situation. Unless it's in an engineering room with a bunch of cadets later in life. So I don't have a problem with it. It's an interesting idea, and it's fun. It'll be fun to see how they play it, like how they're going to use that. It almost seems like they made all this promotional stuff and forgot to release it at the usual time, and they're now dumping it all last minute. That's what it does feel like. Project Ativa, will we shoot disco shuttles? Ha 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 ha. I mean, probably 1 or 2. I can't really see them using them too extensively, but there might be 1 or 2 like in the background or something as like little Easter eggs. Jose Rios, maybe they can bring in some Romulan stories beside Klingons. They seem to remain in the shadows during this time of the Federation. I don't know if they'll be able to do that because in TOS Balance of Terror, they say pretty definitively that they haven't heard from the Romulans in quite some time. But who knows? Anything's possible, and if it's canon, they'll find a way to screw it up, probably. Darth Maul, CBS is broadcasting the Grammys. They're using it to push Paramount Plus. I think that's why we got the Strange New Worlds trailer this early. Oh, probably. I wouldn't be surprised at all, actually. Cody Michaels, how's it going, sir? Bruce Greenwood also voiced Batman in Under the Red Hood. That's 2 Pikes as Batman. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Trekyards. Fart Muffin, you know they're going to slip it in a Discovery shuttle in the bay now holding 1,500 shuttles. Yeah, don't get me started on that shit. Kit 10K, since this isn't the Prime universe, would you be against Pike being able to avoid his destiny, or do you think it should still end up that way? I wouldn't mind if he avoided it. I'm right there with you. I think it'd be great if he does avoid it, and therefore establishing 100% that this isn't the Prime timeline. That would be fantastic. Yes, please do that. Shannon Murphy, if you died next year, what would you do before then as a last hurrah? I'd go to Italy and spend my last days in a country town enjoying grappa. Grappa's pretty great. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'd do if I had a year. It's a deep question. I didn't expect to be thinking about that on this live, that's for sure. But I don't know. Darth Maul, over 531,000 views for the Strange New World trailer on Paramount Plus YouTube after 4 hours. Shannon Murphy, grappa makes friends. It does. I think we might actually have some grappa downstairs. But yeah. Eric Martin, I hope the turbo shaft cavern on the Enterprise has some orange accents. Shannon Murphy, that or I'd go to space. Space would be cool. Depends on where you go and how you get there. Could be very lonely. Might be a bad way to spend the last year, but Kit 10K throws in $10. Damn, break's over. Later, Cap. Later, Kit. Enjoy the rest of your shift. Hope all is well. Stay safe. All that jazz. Like I said, I'm excited for the show for sure. The more I see, the more I'm liking the action vibe of it. I like the space scenes. I'm sure we're going to get lots of beauty shots of that ship. They really want to push that, and that's very cool with me. Like I said, that one image of the two ships coming face to face feels very reminiscent of a lot of stuff we've seen in comics over the years. Really great visuals that I'm thoroughly on board for. So please give us more of that kind of stuff. I will not be disappointed. And please give us captain's logs. Please give us beautiful flybys. Let's give people what they want. And that's what people, I think a lot of people want. Not everybody, of course, but and make it a unique and visually distinctive feeling show. Totally down with that. Captain Daddy flies again. So stoked for Pike. LOL, continuity. Kirk and Spock were completely dumbfounded and tried to figure out what a cloaking device was, almost like they didn't fight a war over 8 years earlier trying to detect cloaking devices. No, more evidence that it's not the Prime timeline. Tony Mitchell, we need a Stargazer series with the adventures of Captain Rios. We got Pike because all the fans asked for it, so who knows? Chuck Connors from The Rifleman would have made a great Pike since Jeffrey Hunter did not want to play him instead of crippling off his character. Yeah. Hey, Chuck. Marwan Muna, I really liked the trailer, surprisingly. I did too. I really enjoyed it. Avante North, I hope they bring back the short skirts. They're not going to, and if they do, they're going to have pants underneath. We've already seen that. Not pants. Well, it's pants. I mean, just say that. Trousers if you're in the UK. That engine room, wow. That's one word for it. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I like the new Enterprise, I really do, but it's not the TOS Enterprise. It's different. And I have no problem with that. Just tell us that it's different. Don't say it's going to be the one that we see in TOS, because it's obviously not. Leg socks. There you go. Taisolo Black. Does the fact that they show the Vulcan mating ritual indicate this takes place 7 years before the events in TOS? I don't know what that implies. I have no idea. Taisolo Black, stay awake. Stay awake for what? David Glover, I see what they're trying to do with the engine room. What's that, David? Marwan Marwan Muna, Cap, how do you feel about so many women as part of the senior staff like Discovery? Um, I like women. I think it's fine. It's very much going to send the wrong signals to a lot of people, and they're going to use the word woke. They're going to use all that shit. It certainly feels like they're trying to make a statement for sure, but it's fine. It is what it is, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I like women. Please bring on more women. That's great, but I'm just gonna leave it there. How's that? Who cares as long as they wear skirts? Yeah. Smart Smears, all of the trailers have been fantastic. I'm fully on board now, and I can't wait. Fun, episodic Trek wins again. Hopefully it's episodic, but yes. That was a sick 2-level sick bay. Sick bay looked pretty amazing, I gotta say. Can I ask a mind-numbing question? I think you just did. In Torso Volo, Chapel's hot pants, am I right? Chapel's pretty great, gotta say. Marwan Muna, number one's uniform seems to be different than everyone else's. Was in a cage too, so there's that. Pumpkin Spice, are they starting the series off with no chief engineer again like TNG? I have no idea. I think Hemmer is their chief engineer. That's that, not Endorian. What is he? It's Anarian and an Anar. I think Hemmer is the chief engineer. So another ship of the Valkyries. Great. As a woman, I want more good-looking men on the bridge. Michael T. Visual update is a lazy excuse to me, but I still really hope this show is good. Anson Mount deserves a good property. He was the best thing in Star Trek Discovery by a long shot. Yes, right on all counts. John Pappas, Star Trek has always been progressive. It has. Fart Muffin, Telosians keep Pike in stasis after his girlfriend dies. They figure out how to fix him. He becomes a robot, and now the series in the 25th century with Pike, then every series can have a reboot person or have a robot person. Tommy says Chapel is super hot in this series. Yeah. Fun fact, we are on a trend whereby females of the species is outnumbered males, which could lead to a situation in the future where there are simply more females. SC Scout Guy, it can be and should be progressive, but it just seems to be extremely forced lately. Forced is a good word. I prefer forced to woke. I hate when people use the term woke. Woke is just... It's become a bad word, and I hate it. But hey, Trek or not, well expected, at least as the gap used to be wider. Cody Michaels, not sure how I feel about the DC Trek comics, but issue 61, Return to Talos, where Pike and Vina have a son, is pretty good. Will females outnumber males in our lifetime, 60-40? I don't know. Shannon Murphy, it has been progressive, but it didn't always take whatever lesson it was teaching you and beat you over the head with it. That's very true as well. Whack, whack, whack. Colin Barrett, the fact that the Enterprise looked like this with the blind chief engineer really reflects poorly on Scotty's engineering abilities. Guys will end up wearing skirts instead of identifying as the Apache attack helicopter. Man, the future sucks. David Glover, the Strange New Worlds engine room also has slanted cylinders, just a lot bigger as everything else is. Eric Martin, we are getting Strange New Worlds, Obi-Wan, and Maverick all in 1 month. Wow. Pretty sure it's cheap, closer to 50-50. Skypads Comic Trek. Trek writers treat progressive ISC and treats them so juvenile. Tis near 50-50, but used to be a male swing, I think. Guys wear skirts. Sorry. Guys wear skirts. Men wore skirts for millennia till 20th century started. Well, there you go. Spiked psycho. Dropping the facts. Ever heard of kilts? Yes. But they're not skirts. So your previous comment is null and void. Jesus Guerrera ever interviewed or talked to that Australian guy named Spencer who designed his version? Mystic Spenny. Yeah. He was going to do Trekyards original with us. We don't talk about Mystic Spenny here because he threatened to kill me. He threatened numerous members of the Trekyards group who didn't like his ship or had a suggestion for the way he should change it. So he it's a long story which we're not going to get into, but we don't talk about Mystic Spenny. Guy's fruitier than a nut cake. So hey, and he sent us an email saying, what did it say? It said, "You are not allowed to use my most glorious and beautiful design anywhere on your show. If you do, you will be in legal hot water. I do not authorize or give permission for you to use it in any way." Well, guess what, dipshit? It's on the internet. Anyone can use it. Sorry about your fucking luck, but we're not going to talk about it anyway now. You just don't exist to us anymore. So, people have mentioned it over the years, and it's like, nope, we'll never be on Trekyards. Sorry. So moving on. So, Cap, how are you feeling about this season of Picard thus far? I'm enjoying it. I really am. Jose Rios, good night, Captain. Late for me now. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Data's creator in this series is as a Wesley Crusher. Cody Michaels, I think Samuel said it best when he called it heavy-handed instead of woke. They were togas. Star Trek, Star Wars, and Top Gun. What year is it? Eric Martin, probably bad for crew morale on a long mission if the male to female ratio is off. Spenny is crazy for sure. I thought might be McCoy too. That guy flat out threatened to kill people in the group one time. Yep. SC Scout guy remembers. And he insults John Eves, saying John Eves can't design anything. He's insulted Andrew Probert. He's insulted Rick Sternbach. He's insulted Doug Drexler, saying that his design is far superior. But hey, whatever. Just stay in Australia, dude. Fart Muffin. I think I'd rather see a guy in a scant rather than that Decker unit in gross tight jumpsuit in 4K. Note to YouTubers, never threaten to kill other YouTubers, right? I wouldn't call him a YouTuber at all, but hey. Spike Psycho, men wore skirts. Ever heard of Shindite, Dahoti, or Sarong? Yes, but none of them are called skirts, so they still didn't wear skirts. Ty Solo, his appearance is similar to Carl. Shannon Murphy, LOL. I'd laugh at that email. Hilarious. Oh, we did. We had a good fucking laugh. Scarpad's Comic Treks. Will we see Spock's at? What the fuck? John Pappas, can you please refresh who this idiot is in the incendiary email? Mystic Spenny, he goes by. Spenny Purdue or whatever. He's from Australia. He designed the most glorious and beautiful Enterprise that should have been the refit, and he has denied Hollywood from ever using it because Hollywood is evil and corrupt and Go watch some of his videos. The guy's a couple warp coils short of a nacelle, if you know what I'm saying. Captain Foley calling someone a dipshit is awesome Sunday evening change I need. Marwan Muna, it's possible that they have built up their women count on account of some characters being killed off. Okay, nobody insults Cernbach. Fuck that dip hit for insulting dipshit. Spencer's ship sucks, so does his attitude. John Eves can design anything. Lots of his stuff has that fragmented, sharp, protruded look. Enterprise E will be his masterwork. Trekyards made a parody song. We don't talk about Mystic Spenny. Tommy Mitchell says, I like the new season of Picard. I just hate the time travel angle. It's a cheap way out. I just hope they move the story out of the past for this season. They will for this season. Don't worry. Problem is, I'm afraid they might be in the past until the last episode of this season, which would piss me off. But hey, it is what it is. Season 3, though, we've been promised by people behind the scenes that season 3 is where it's at, especially for Trek fans, fans of ships, especially for Trekyards. There's going to be lots of ships, lots of star bases. So we're excited for season 3, 100%. Did the men wear a skirt-like uniform in TNG premiere? Yeah, it's called a scant. Shannon Murphy, Hollywood is corrupt, but I don't think Hollywood would want anything to do with him. LOL, who would? He thought that they should use his ship. It's a whole thing. Love the connection to Gary 7 and Star Trek Picard. I totally agree. Matt Deckard says, I wonder if they rescaled the other windows on the Enterprise to make them to scale with the insides for Strange New Worlds. Colin Barrett just looked up that design. Looks bland and boring. Skypad's comic treks. I've meant to ask you for a while, what's your opinion of the old Franz Joseph Enterprise blueprints? I like them. I like what Franz Joseph did. He also did them in conjunction with Gene Roddenberry, for Christ's sakes, including his technical manual. But I like his blueprints. Some of it, it's very much a product of its time, and it's got a very Navy feel to it, and I like that. The whole mess hall and the replicators and the secondary hall and the pool, like the swimming pool and the bowling alley. I mean, I really like the Franz Joseph, anything Franz Joseph, honestly. And then him and Gene Roddenberry had a falling out right before the motion picture, and Gene discredited all his work by making up these stupid starship design rules that that must be warp nacelles must operate in pairs. So that discredited his Dreadnought or his Federation class, his Hermes class, and his Saladin class ships. Just silly bullshit. But hey, I like Franz Joseph stuff. Modern Trek goes to crazy extremes, whereas old Trek felt more grounded. Just an opinion. SC Scout guy. The guy also said that he was trained in MAA fighting and would fight Stewart. I don't remember that, but I remember him messaging me saying that he would kill me. So, Spike Psycho, who's this Australian everyone's talking about? Nobody important. Avante North, old Trek had skirts. Yes, they did. Northwest Rail fan, I bet Picard season 2 episode 1 was shot last, and the ship sets were built at the end of the start of shooting season 3. Possibly. Strange New World trailer was awesome, and you're right, Cap. It's like disco. It's its own thing. Marwan Muna, did you notice the new 10 forward on the Enterprise? I think it was yeah, I did. But I think the stars were streaking the opposite direction, almost like at the back of the ship. So I don't know if it was a forward, but I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I've only seen it twice. Once was in a moving car. So Preston M, $5. Just popping in for a second before bed. The spending guy sounds like a real winner. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pumpkin Spice. Looked up the Mystic Spending Enterprise. Looks like a cross between Enterprise A and B. Nothing special. Franz Joseph of Austria worked with Gene Roddenberry. What the hell? Franz Joseph of Austria. What? Alternative. I wonder if they filmed the Enterprise interior from the Galactic Star Cruiser or something. Holy shit, we got a pool in here. Love Franz Joseph's designs. Hell yeah. Just sick your pug on him. He'd run at the sight of the powerful Puggle. I mean, it's possible, I suppose. It's all made up anyway. I can handle one warp nacelle in my headcanon. In many ways, if you need 2 sets of warp coils, there's many ways to still explain a single nacelled ship. It's not that fucking difficult. But I hate that it's all made up anyway. Well, no shit. Almost everything that we watch entertainment-wise is. What's your point? It still doesn't mean that it's not important. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't think about it and try to make it make sense. Like, I hate, it's all just a show. Don't you know it's all fake anyway? I fucking hate that argument. That's like the argument of an idiot. Andre Benson, I think you're right about Picard staying in 2024 to the last episode. I really hope they don't either. No, I hope there's one more episode or maybe possibly two in the past and then go to the future. Have like 2 or 3 episodes in the future, please. Gordon Ramsay had a restaurant on Deck 89 on the Enterprise A, apparently. Cody Michaels, Gene was Gene for better or worse. Trek or not, the Klingons are intimidated, so avoid Deck 89. Marwan Muna, it's super cool that you do this with folks, Cap, truly. Oh, thank you. Tommy Mitchell, thanks for confirming that Star Trek Picard will be going back to the 25th century. I want to see more ships and technology. I know Paramount has the money to show it. Don't worry, season 3 is where it's at. They're already finished filming, but they got a lot of visual stuff to do on season 3, so it's probably gonna be another year till you see it, but it's gonna be worth it. Jesus says, I will give Stranger Worlds a look, but if it turns out to be another woke piece, I'll stop watching. Ty Solo, I noticed 2 lounges or 1 lounge and a dining room in the trailer. If 2 lounges could be one with Pike and Spock conversing, be the officer's lounge. It could be, yes. Matt Deckard, so is that the Enterprise sickbay or a starbase? Good question. Shannon Murphy, history major moment, LOL. Franz Joseph was emperor of the Austro-Hungarian Empire when the World War I broke out. Okay, not that one. Not that one. Thanks for letting us chill with you, Cap. I've got to go on duty now. Second job, but have a good night, sir. You too, Michael T. Thank you so much for joining. If a single engine fighter plane can fly, so those single shells would work. Eric Martin, during the Stranger Worlds time period, would Kirk be serving on the Farragut or teaching at the Academy? Probably on the Farragut by that point. Alex, I like the trailer, but the size of the interiors and exterior, let alone the overall size of the ship, seem to be all out of whack. It's because they are. But that's okay. It looks great. Avante North, nacelles or rings? You don't need fucking 2. Hell, I have 1 sphincter and I can warp the shit out of the toilet. Wow. Spiked Psycho, technically, it's not a 10 forward. It's deck 6. If you use the old Enterprise reboot size, it's probably deck 8 or 9. Yes. Pumpkin Spice, any new cool ships from Eagle Moss coming out? Don't know. Shannon Nash, the YouTuber half screen, made de-renders of the Joseph blueprints for both 1701 and 1701A. Pretty neat stuff. Yes, I've seen a few of them. Is it true that Picard is only a 3-season show, or might they change their minds on that? Can't remember where I read that. I heard it. It is absolutely a 3-season show because Patrick Stewart's old. That's what they committed to. They've filmed both 2 and 3 now. After that, who knows? Maybe it'll go to Star Trek Geordi or maybe Star Trek Rios. Maybe they'll they'll just use the sets they have now and make a Rios show. I don't know. In Gene's 1969 making of Trek book, he stated before Big E he was captain of a destroyer. Alex Rosenwig, Eric, Stranger Worlds would be post-Farragut for Kirk in a period where canonical Trek has said nothing about where he is. Good night, sir. We'll be checking out your YouTubes tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Star Trek tackled social political issues, most of which are not our personal faults, but implementations of inept governments. Eric Martin says, I feel sorry for whoever has the job of polishing the piano black on these new ships. Spike Psycho says, TNG's Probert and Sternbach paid some attention to scaling vessels properly. Yes, that's very important. Bryce, I read in an article quoting designer of the Kelvin that the reason the nacelles on the ship were so big and fat was because it has 2 sets of work coils, sets, rows, whatever. Yep. I agree the Big E should have been used by JJ. Yes, absolutely. That dude Vince says, hey. Ben Funboy says his balls itch. He's got to go. Get that looked at, my friend. Jason O. Strange New Worlds visuals look a leap ahead of Discovery. Wish it got some of that money. Grant McGregor, the music in the trailer is a mess, but I don't blame the composer, and I wish her the best and look forward to the material. Johnny Pappas, save this woke nonsense for those hate reviewers. Amen. Cody Michaels, what made Star Trek Diversity work was not being heavy-handed about or pat itself on the back for it. They just had it and let it speak for itself. Rocket Pup says, Star Trek 7 will be the next show. Preston M, I wouldn't mind seeing another show with the rest of the Picard cast. I like Rios. Rios is great. Rios is my favorite character from Picard, hands down. The one thing the trailer still had that was all terrible snarkiness. Why can't we just get Starfleet personnel that act professionally? Good question. Tommy Mitchell agreed. The music in the trailer for Strange New Worlds blows. Yeah, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to emulate that 60s music. I honestly never liked the music in TOS. That being said, it was 1,000% better than the Star Trek the Animated Series. That music fucking sucked. TOS had some good themes as background music, but it was in your face and it was that silly like that kind of shit just pissed me off. I hate the TOS music. Not a fan of the intro at all. It's like, really? But hey, it is what it is. I really want a Stargazer show with Rios as well. Eric Martin, I love how the nacelles aren't so close together like in the JJ verse. I never liked that. Yeah, it's a real problem for me, for sure. Spike Psycho, I remember in your own interviews, Sternbach would assign inch to feet scales for designing starships. Intrepid, 1,100 or 1,130 feet. Nova, 720 feet. Galaxy, 2,100 feet. Metric system is for pussies. Bryce Burchett, Star Trek Worf. We already sort of have Star Trek Janeway with Prodigy. Sulu is probably too old to do a full Sulu series, but I, for one. But a 1 or 2 season Susil? I don't know. I thought Strange New Worlds Enterprise was around 400 meters to TOS's 300 meters. Yeah, it's like 425 meters or something like that. They didn't have Jerry Goldsmith yet for the themes, LOL, back in the 60s. Tommy says, I love the TOS music, man. Yeah, a lot of people say that when I say I don't like it, but it's subjective. I cannot like it. It's fine. I don't hate it all. Like I said, there's some that are really good. But I'd say a good 60% of the TOS music I absolutely can't stand. So, Skypad's Comic Tracks, the animated series was recycled music from other cartoons, but TOS music was a product of its time. Watch Bonanza and Mission Impossible for similar. Oh no, I get that, but I don't like it. So, don't know why we're arguing about this. Bryce says, a 1 or 2 season Admiral Sulu series I meant could work, even if it's only 8 episodes or something. Yes, like a mini series, a 6 to 10 episode mini series. Hell yeah, let's do that. Eric Martin, the music has to be better than the animated series, but that's setting the bar on the ground. Yes. I would love to see a new type of battleship added in Picard Season 2. Oh, you're going to get new ships in Season 3. That's all I'll say. SC Scout guy, Stuart, I really like your idea of having a serious Star Trek CGI show done like Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. They should do that about the Lost Era. Hell yeah. And make it an anthology series. Every season have a different time, like a different era. Have the first one be the Lost Era. Have the next one be TOS. Have the one after that be Far-Flung Future or something. I think that'd be incredible. Cody Michaels, I haven't liked any of the music in Kurtzman's Trek. I love the JJ theme admittedly. I like all the new JJ music. The JJ soundtrack is phenomenal. It is the best part of that movie, hands down. So if they use the TOS music, intro music for the first episode, I might just cry from emotion. After Picard fixes the timeline, where will they pick up after they return to the future? I don't know, man. Eric Martin, I will want to hear the TOS fight music again on screen. TOS fight music is amazing. It's always fun to have TOS fight music at the ready on your phone. And when you're watching a nature documentary and you see like two animals fighting, just turn on the music. It makes it so much better instantly. I can tell you are a big fan of the. Can tell you are a big fan of the theremin. Yeah. Will the Borg show up in Strange New Worlds? No, that'd be stupid. All I want is for Pike fight scene or some good Irish jig music a la Shore Leave. So that's one of the things I can't stand about Shore Leave is that stupid Irish jig shit. Tommy Mitchell, what is your opinion of Star Trek Discovery as of late? Pretty much sums it up. It's like it kind of started to get a little bit better and then went, we're just gonna, give up now. Oh, wait a minute. No. That's kind of... Old science fiction ships lengths were around... Sci-fi because you can count pixels or get odd measurements. Music produced in a machine I really liked. That was pretty good, yeah. Trekyards, have you watched the Search for Tomorrow documentary? I haven't watched it, but I did back it, and I will be getting a physical Blu-ray of it at some point, so... The Borg is strange, and they order what to try to forge. Theoretically, it is possible. Cody Michaels, I feel like a good Star Trek theme is similar to a good Superman theme, that heroic soaring through the sky feel. Wasn't Disco supposed to have been an anthology series like American Horror Story? It would have been so much better. It was supposed to be that, yes. Downloading TOS fight music now. It wasn't the XCV 330, but yes, it was similar. It just had a warp, a ring, so... speaking of strange... Alright, guys. Alright, I'm just going to call it there. This was just a short little live. I just wanted to kind of gauge what you guys thought. So thank you for watching. I know it's kind of an abrupt end, but... Oh, my God. My coccyx, my tailbone has been really bugging me lately, and I've been sitting most of the day, and I'm sitting now here, and it's really bugging me, so I really got to go take some medication and sit on something a little more comfortable. So I'm sorry, but I got to call it there. So, apologize if I haven't read the last few messages there, but I just gotta go. So, tune in tomorrow, though, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our breakdown of this trailer and all of the little character vignette things that we had, or trailers, teasers, whatever you want to call them, as well. We'll be looking at the props, the sets, the uniforms, all that cool stuff, all the things that Trekyards does to break these things down. We'll be doing that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us for that discussion. And just know, as in conclusion to this, I really enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was pretty fun, and it looks like it's going to be a fun show with a lot of action, a lot of good space scenes. But I've just mentally divorced myself from the idea that it's at all related to the Prime timeline or any kind of canon. It is its own canon. It is its own timeline. It is the Discovery verse, if you will. And that'll make me be able to enjoy the show. So hopefully that cleared some things up, and thank you for watching, as I said. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night, guys. Talk to you later. Live long and prosper. Captain Foley signing off. Bye.